Hello and welcome to the video from Sorare Assist. New to Sorare and want to know what it's all about? Well, I'm here to spread that knowledge, and by the end of this video you'll know everything you need to know about the Sorare world. Before we get into it, if you are new to the channel, then welcome. If you're after learning all about the global phenomenon setting the fantasy football world alight, then you're in the right place. If you're a returning viewer, then hello, you're a valued viewer. If you found this video useful, then please turn that like button blue, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Sorare content. Turn those notification bells on by tapping that notification bell below. If you haven't signed up to Sorare yet, then what are you waiting for? Get signed up using the link below to get a free rare card and 10 common cards. Below you will also find timestamps so that you can fast track to any part of the video that tickles your fancy. But do try to watch the full video, as it really helps YouTube become my best friend. If you have any questions or thoughts about this video, then drop them below. Also, is there any other videos you would like to see? Let me know as well. Right, now that's out of the way, let's get stuck into today's video. So what is Sorare? Well, in this video I'm going to just take you on a guided tour. Sorare is a global fantasy football game where you can compete in tournaments twice a week for free to have the chance to win big rewards in the form of Ethereum that you can turn into cash and player cards. But not only that, you can also trade and collect them if that takes your fancy. More on Ethereum and player cards later, so let's start with how you play the game. Well, that's easy. You can enter tournaments twice weekly. Tournaments are made up of 5 players. You need at least 1 goalkeeper, 1 defender, 1 midfielder, 1 forward, and then you can select an extra player in the extra slot here. That can be a defender, midfielder or forward to make up your team of 5. You will also need to select a captain who will get extra points on their matchday scores. Teams on Sorare are known as SO5 teams. There are a number of tournaments on Sorare with 4 divisions in each tournament, as you can see on the screen here. Division 4 is the lowest division, and this is likely where you want to start building your first SO5 team. The different tournaments are as follows. We've got the Global All-Star, where you can use any cards in your collection. The Champion Europe, where you can enter cards from the top 5 leagues in Europe, which are of course France, England, Germany, Italy and Spain. Then there's the Challenger Europe, where player cards from leagues outside the top 5 leagues in Europe compete for prizes. These include leagues like Portugal, Russia, Netherlands, etc. Next up is the Champion Asia, which currently consists of players from Japan and South Korean leagues. There's also the Global Under-23 division, which is what it says on the tin, only players under 23 can take part. The Unique League is for the elite, or those with big wallets, and you can only enter the most expensive cards in these leagues, known as Uniques, but more on this later. Then there's the Special Weekly, where the criteria for team selection changes each week and can be things like players from just 1 league, or just 1 club, or just 1 nation, things like that. Then last but not least is the Training, where you can put your unused cards to increase their XP, which in turn will improve the card's power. But we'll touch on this later. These tournaments are played twice weekly and free to enter as long as you have the relevant cards to enter the relevant competition. Good thing about these tournaments is there are different divisions for all levels of managers and budgets. If you finish high enough in the rankings, you will be bestowed with player cards, cash prizes and bragging rights as well, of course. Your ranking will obviously depend on the amount of points your SO5 team scores in any given game week. The max base score any one player can achieve is 100 points. So how do you score these all important points, I hear you ask? Well, that's easy, and it's based on the real-time performances of footballers and actions they perform on the pitch. Points are awarded for things like goals, assists, passes, clean sheets, and other important actions during the game. Your players can also get deducted points for things like fouls, losing possession, etc. If you're a fantasy football fan, you will probably be used to referring to a scoring matrix, and I suggest you get yourself familiar with the Sorare scoring matrix. I'll be doing a separate video just on that topic, so stay tuned for that. So what are these cards that I keep mentioning, I hear you ask? Well, these are, of course, the cards that you can purchase on Sorare of your favourite football players. Player cards come in different rarities, and when purchased they are processed through the blockchain. Due to this, they are unique and digital property that you own, known as NFTs, which stands for non-fungible tokens. More on this shortly, but back to the card rarities. The three main card types are rares, super rares, and uniques, as you can see in front of this. The three main card types are rares, super rares, and uniques, as displayed on the screen. There are 100 copies of each card for each season in the rare category, which is the red cards, shown here. Super rares have 10 copies of each card for each player for each season, and are more powerful and collectible due to this. These cards are blue cards you see before you. Uniques are just that, unique, and there's only one card for each player for each season, and these are the most powerful and expensive cards and hold the biggest collector appeal. These cards are depicted by the brown coloured cards. There is also the common cards, as displayed on screen. You can grab 10 of these for free by signing up using the link below, and as a bonus you also get a free rare card when you purchase your first 5 rare cards. Nice, eh? Common cards are white and can be used in tournaments also. These can be very useful when you're first starting out, especially the goalkeeper common cards. So make note of this when you're doing your draft. Cards also have different power, known as XP, and in simple terms, XP gives you a percentage bonus on your players' card scores on match days and can be increased by playing them regularly in tournaments and training. Super rares and unique cards start with a higher XP than rares due to their scarcity. I'll now touch on what NFTs are, which on Sorare are player cards. NFT stands for non-fungible token and is a unit of data stored in a digital ledger called the blockchain that certifies any digital file to be unique. An NFT functions like a cryptographic token, but unlike cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, are not mutually interchangeable, in other words, non-fungible. Now, while we're on the subject of cards and the blockchain, it's also worth giving a brief description of what the blockchain is. Now, this isn't something that you wear around your neck. No, it's something more fancy than that. In simple terms, a blockchain is a ledger of transactions, and Sorare uses the blockchain to keep a record of all the player cards' sales and purchases. Now, these transactions are completed through Ethereum. Ethereum is a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and is the second largest cryptocurrency after Bitcoin. Now, to purchase player cards, you need to grab yourself some of that crypto cash in the form of Ethereum. I have a video that covers how to do that, and which shows you how to buy Ethereum and how to transfer this Ethereum to your Sorare account, so you can start to purchase some player cards for your SO5 teams. I'll leave a link in the description below for both these videos. While we're on the subject, another important aspect of Sorare, of course, is buying the player cards, so that you can start to build a lineup to compete for prizes in the SO5 tournaments. You can buy player cards via the new sign-in section in the market tab here. The new sign-in section is known as the primary market, and this is where new cards are added onto Sorare by Sorare themselves. There is also the transfer market section, which is located just here. This is known as the secondary market, and this is where you can do some wheeling and dealing with other Sorare managers. You can find listed player cards by other managers here, which you can choose to purchase at the displayed price, or even make an offer to that manager for a price that suits you. Whether the manager agrees to sell at that fee is another matter. You can also sell cards, of course, via your club. To do that, all you would do is just click on a player, click sell my card, and put in a price that you wanted to sell that card for. The card will be listed for 48 hours, and if they don't sell, you can always try and relist. As you can see, there's loads of features on Sorare, but in basic terms, the idea is to buy player cards, enter free-to-enter tournaments twice weekly, and be in a chance to win more player cards, cash prizes, and other fantastic rewards. So what you've been waiting for? Use the link below and get signed up today to get free 10 common cards and a free rare card once you've purchased your first 5 rares. A world of global fantasy football awaits you. If you have any thoughts on today's video, then drop them down below in the comments. I'll be making more in-depth videos on some of the topics covered above, so make sure you subscribe to the channel below. If you enjoyed this video, then smash that like button. Don't forget to knock that notification bell to be the first to be informed about any new content I produce. You can also follow us on Twitter at Sorare Assist. There's also a link in the description again if you do want to sign up to get those all-important free cards. Okay, that's it from me. I'll hopefully see you again in the next video. See you again soon.